Hey, welcome back to another Todd E. Walnuts update video. It's been raining for about 24 hours straight. It's still raining right now. It's a good time for me to do an update video. I do have a little bit of things piling up again. I have kind of a little miscellaneous pile here I'll go through first. I have a couple stacks here of thrift shop goods. I have a stack right here of Vinegar Syndrome. I have some new Hanna-Barbera titles to add to my collection. I took advantage of the Arrow Video sale. I picked up two titles, well, a box set and a Steelbook. And I finally picked up some stuff from Subrosa Studios. I'm going to show that last. So light a candle, dim the lights, get yourself a beverage and a snack, kick your feet up, and let's relax and check out the movies I picked up over the past couple weeks. So happy Friday to everyone. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are out there in the world. Let's just jump into it here with the first title. I want to give a huge thank you to Tim over at 101 Films for reaching out to me, asking me if I wanted a copy of this, and then sent it to me. Very, very cool. Thank you, Tim. It really means a lot to me. This, of course, is the latest release from 101 Films, Crystal Lake Memories, The Complete History of Friday the 13th. I own this title a couple of different times. I'm very, very proud to add it to my collection for Friday the 13th movies and stuff. So let's take a look and see what it consists of. A little ASMR for you guys. ASMR is really becoming popular. So this is a 2-disc set. Of course, this is a documentary of Friday the 13th. Disc 1 and 2 Blu-ray, runtime 400 minutes. Wow. So you get a whole bunch. I'm sure most of you guys have seen this by now. This is a beautiful release from 101 Films. These are locked to Region B. I have this, the American release of it. I have the German release and now the British release, so that's cool. Glad to have that. And again, thank you very much, Tim, for sending that to me. From Amazon, actually, no, I take that back. From Ronin Flicks. Ronin Flicks has a section on their website. I believe it's called Death Row, and they feature titles that are very low in quantity. Death row meaning that once the quantity hits 0, they're gone. They'll never be back, at least at that website. This was on the Death Row tab, and this is called Sword of the Valiant. This is a Scorpion releasing title. Sword and Sorcery, Sword and Sandal movie from 1983. Starring Miles O'Keefe, who also played Ator, the flying eagle, the fighting eagle, what was it? Also does have a bit piece by Sir Sean Connery. He plays the Green Knight in this movie, and he gets beheaded. Pretty fun movie. It's very low budget, but I think the low budget movies from the 80s are way better than anything low budget these days. It was 102 minutes. And Miles O'Keefe also played Tarzan the Ape Man. He was in The Blade Master. He was also in Iron Warrior. And of course, Sir Sean Connery was probably the best Bond. I mean, it's arguable. People have their own choices, I guess. But for the longest time, I always liked Roger Moore. But as I got older, I I think I like Connery a little bit better, but so that's what the inside looks like. It also does have a reversible cover, which looks really good too. And actually, I think that cover looks a little bit better. I may flip that. But this was down to, I believe, under 100 copies. That's why it was on the death row section of the website. So if you guys are interested in this type of movie, or you want to grab this for your collection, I suggest you go to Ronin Flicks right now. Check it out. Grab it before it's gone. The next one here was an Amazon purchase. And this is Jack Frost 2 from MVD Rewind collection. And in my last update a couple of weeks ago, I picked up Jack Frost, so I was glad to pick up part 2. Came with the slipcover. I was very glad about that, because when you order from Amazon, you never really know what you're going to get. So this is All Region. And these are fun movies. They're pretty ridiculous, but they're horror, comedy, holiday slashers, I guess. I enjoy those movies. So that is Jack Frost 2. I will pause it and we'll get into some of the VHS I picked up at the thrift shop over the past couple weeks. So lately, over the past several months, I've been going pretty crazy on VHS, and I'm kind of tapering off a little bit. I'm still going to pick them up from time to time. I'm just not going to go as crazy picking them up as I have been, but if I see good ones, I'll definitely grab them, and in my opinion, these are good and worthy of adding to the collection. And this is a Clint Eastwood VHS called In the Line of Fire. Also has John Malkovich and Rene Russo in it. So I was very glad to add this to the collection, and there you can see that Malkovich was the villain in the movie. I need to pick up some more of the plastic protective cases from Dan at Retro Protection. I contacted him recently. I'm going to be putting an order in. And I've been looking for Bruce Willis movies in the light of his retirement, his recent retirement from acting, and his illness, which is terrible, sad news, obviously. And I've been trying to pick up some of the stuff that I wanted to get for the collection. So this is Armageddon, Michael Bay film. Also has Affleck in it, a very young Ben Affleck. And this has a pretty good soundtrack. Has some Aerosmith stuff on here. And I have pretty much everything from the Dean Martin variety show already on DVD. And I do have all of his roasts. I'm a big fan of Dean Martin. And I saw this at a thrift shop, and it was, I believe, about a quarter. No more than 50 cents. So I thought I'd pick it up just for the novelty of it. I do have all of the shows on DVD, but I just wanted to pick this up and add it to the collection. And this next box set I thought was a pretty good buy. I picked this up. It was $10, okay, but there are 10 movies in here. I picked this up at an estate sale, and they had quite a few movies in different media formats. Unfortunately, I should have picked up more, but I didn't. But it was mostly VHS and DVD. There was very little Blu-ray. But I did pick up this box set, and this is called the Science Fiction Collection. I'm going to turn it around so you can see what the box set looks like. It's a 10 video pack, and in this box set you get Crash of the Moons, Day of the Triffids, Metropolis, Things to Come, Monster from Green Hell, Giant Gila Monster, Phantom from Space, Journey to the Center of Time, The Indestructible Man, and Killers from Space. And I really love some sci-fi from the 40s and 50s and 60s. And this kind of has a kind of a foil effect there going on the outer box. It was in really good shape, and I thought 10 was a little high for a VHS box set. It was right at my limit, I guess, so I grabbed it. If it would have been any more than $10, I would have left it behind. But 2 movies per little packet on the inside. There's 5 little boxes inside the main box set, and it just has I'm not going to pull them all out, but maybe we can take a look at the boxes though. Things to come: The Indestructible Man. The first one was Metropolis and Journey to the Center of Time. These are really fun rainy day movies, and it's definitely been a rainy day. Day of the Triffids, Phantom from Space, Monster from Green Hell, Killers from Space, and Crash of the Moons and Giant Gila Monster. So I added that box set to the VHS collection, and it looks good. It's going to be a shelf piece, a little display piece. There you can see on the side. Again, it does have the movies listed. You already saw the front, and then here's the side. I guess it has kind of like a little synopsises of each movie. Synopses? I don't know, but yeah, you get the point. So I will pause it here, and we will get into some of the DVDs and Blu-rays that I picked up at the thrift shops. Okay, so in no particular order, just pulling from a pile here. It's going to be this pile and that pile. These all are thrift shop purchases. This was an action-adventure double bill, double feature of Butch and Sundance, the early years, and Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin in Death Hunt. This is from Shout Factory. All of these DVDs and Blu-rays that you're about to see in these next 2 piles were $2 or less. I stopped going to Goodwill for a little bit because they're a little bit pricey for me. But this looks pretty cool. I mean, for a $2 DVD, and yes, I do still collect DVDs and VHS and Beta. I collect anything physical media. I thought that was a really good buy for a Shout Factory double bill for $2. I picked up, I guess, a Western / horror movie starring Danny Trejo called Dead Again and Tombstone. Also has Jake Busey, and I don't remember ever watching this. But hey, it looks like fun. Danny Trejo is always fun. Even though his movies are pretty ridiculous and low budget, they're still fun. If any of you guys have seen any of these and you'd like to chime in, please feel free to do so. Just don't give any spoilers, because there's people that do go through and read the comments, and we don't want to spoil anything for myself or any of the viewers. So this was a pretty cool buy. This was $2, and this is a Criterion DVD. I don't know anything about it other than it's Criterion. The movie is from 1954, as stated here on the spine. Magnificent Obsession. I will take a Criterion DVD for $2 every time. I don't care what the movie is. 108 minutes. Rock Hudson stars in it. It says reckless playboy Bob Merrick, played by Rock Hudson, in his breakthrough role, crashes his speedboat, requiring emergency attention from the town's only resuscitator at the very moment that beloved local Dr. Phillips has a heart attack and dies, waiting for the life-saving device. But it's a 2-disc set. It has the thick booklet in there. I mean, this is well worth $2 to me. And it looks like these were never even viewed. I had a hard time pulling them off the spindles because I don't even think these were ever watched. Maybe one time, if that. These next 2, I think I may own these on DVD already, but I wanted to upgrade these to Blu-ray. And this is a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD. Ben Stiller in Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. I think that's part 2. And then here's the first one, Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. I could be wrong about that. I don't know which. It looks like this one came out in 2009. This one here came out in 2014. So this may even be a part 3. I'm not sure how many of these were made, if it was 1 and 2, or if there was one in between these. I really don't know. Again, if anybody knows and you want to chime in, let me know. But it's a really good movies. Very fun, family-friendly movie night. It's a 3-disc set because the digital copy came on a disc. It was a really nice little heavy set for a couple bucks. And then this one was a 2-disc set because it had the HD code on a piece of paper in that one. So that was it for that pile. I'm going to pause it here and we'll jump into the second thrift store. Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. Getting a little tongue-tied here. Okay, so the first one here is called Slaughter. This is part of the After Dark Horror Fest 3. I have quite a few of these. Actually, I think I have the complete first and the complete second series or set, however you want to say it. I don't think I have too many from the third set, which this is from, so I grabbed it. It's called Slaughter, inspired by true events. Looking to escape an abusive relationship, Faith moves in with Lola and her family's farm. Every night the girls go out, the young, sexy Lola brings home an older man. When Faith realizes Lola's one-night stands are disappearing, she fears Lola's creepy family is killing more than just animals in this slaughterhouse. That sounds pretty cool for a couple bucks. The movie is from 2009. That young lady right there looks very familiar. But I can't picture where I remember seeing her from. Maybe you guys can help me out on that. She looks very, very familiar. Comes with the little insert in the disc. Glad to have that one. Then a couple of these I owned already, but they were so cheap, and these are all out of print. This is Clive Barker's Hellraiser, the Anchor Bay DVD. I think these were all a couple bucks each, and again, they're all out of print. All of these were in really good condition. Comes with the insert, the disc. I'll pick these up all the time for just a couple bucks. Here's Scanners. MGM release. Classic. Here's Dawn of the Dead. I own this already, but this one's out of print. This is the special Divi Max series edition. I think this one goes for 15 to 20 bucks for the DVD. I picked it up for a couple bucks at the Anchor Bay. I have this movie several times, as I do most of these. I have Scanner on Blu-ray a couple different times. Hellraiser, I got box sets and single releases. As long as they come complete with the little, this one has like a little 2-page leaflet or booklet, whatever you want to call it. The disc is like a mirror, it's like brand new. Picked up Phantasm 2, The Ball is Back. This is I believe this is a British release. Another Anchor Bay. Yeah, Anchor Bay, UK. Phantasm 3, another Anchor Bay. Comes complete. Chapter stops, I believe, on the back. Yes. And I picked up a 4-pack. I really like these multi-packs. I have quite a collection of these. I think they're really cool. Some of them are pretty rare, but most of them are just kind of common and inexpensive, I guess. This is one that's common and inexpensive. This is a 4-movie collection, which includes the director's cut of Hostel, the unrated director's cut of Hostel 2. Then you have a movie called The Tattooist, which I have not seen before, and a movie called The Hunt for the BTK Killer, which was Dennis Rader, Bind, Torture, Kill. I don't believe I've ever seen that one either. But this is a Mill Creek joint here. It's a 2-disc set. Couple bucks, grabbed it. Well worth it to me. Then here's another Dean Martin Variety Show DVD. This one was still sealed. The best of the Dean Martin Variety Show from Time Life. I think this was like 50 cents, which was a very good buy for me. I like to collect that stuff. I have a couple of James Cagney. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. I think he's great. This is the special edition double feature of Blood on the Sun and James Cagney on Film, which is a kind of a documentary of his life and his career. This one includes an introduction by Tony Curtis and a bonus clip of the original theatrical trailer for James Cagney's The Roaring Twenties. He played a lot of really good gangster roles, did Cagney. And I thought this was pretty cool. It comes with the insert here and the disc. I think he was great. And then here's the second one. This is a triple feature, James Cagney. You get 3 movies on one DVD, so everything's pretty compressed, and quality suffers when that happens. But when you watch some of these older black and white films, it doesn't really matter. And again, back then, the movies were much shorter too. But you get Great Guy, Blood on the Sun again, and Something to Sing About. That was another thing about Cagney. He was also a dancer, so he did a lot of movies where he was dancing and singing. And he was a jack of all trades, that's for sure. He played a really good tough guy, and then he also played a good kind of an athletic type dancer, which was pretty fun to watch. This is a DVD from 2002. And this is a DVD from 1999. So that was it for the thrift shop haul. So we're going to pause it here, and we're going to get into we're just going to keep going down the line here. We'll get into the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Okay, so I loaded up on some Vinegar Syndrome titles over the past couple of weeks. I like to do that every couple of months just to kind of catch up on some of the ones that I'm missing. I think in the next update video, it's probably going to be Scream Factory heavy, but in this video I have a lot of Vinegar Syndrome. First one is called Censor, and I don't know anything about this. It's a newer movie. I believe it was from 2021, and it comes in this hard outer shell box. It was limited, but I don't know what it was limited to. And it's about, I believe it's about a young lady who is a film editor. She's a film screener, and she goes through and watches movies to rate them, I believe. I haven't seen it yet. I started a new job about 6 weeks ago or so. 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. I've been really, really busy lately, so I haven't had time to watch a lot of movies, so I haven't had a chance to watch most of these. But I believe on see, this comes in a hard outer shell, and then it also does have a thick slipcover. And the titles on the slipcover called Asunder, a Frederick North film, and Beastman. I believe these are movies within this movie, Censor, that the young lady is screening and viewing, and she becomes haunted. I think, let's see. Enid Baines, a film screener at the BBFC, has earned an unsavory reputation for being the organization's strictest censor of violent films. So the guy, Frederick North, is a fictional director in this film, and these are fictional movies on the slipcover, which I think is a beautiful idea, and then this is the actual movie here. I think that's a great idea. I'm looking forward to checking this out. I'm not going to read any more because I like going into these movies kind of blindish, if not completely blind. But it is a movie from 2021. It is 84 minutes running time. And then there's the, I believe that is the lead role actress there. There's the reversible cover. And here's the booklet. Pretty decent sized booklet with nice thick pages. If anybody wants to chime in, please feel free to do so. This one I did watch a couple of nights ago. I kind of dozed off while I was watching it. I didn't quite finish it. I think I have about 20 minutes left. It's called The Laughing Dead. This is the slipcover. And this is the reversible cover. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't, how do I put this? It was fun. It's a movie from 1989, 91 minutes running time. It is all region. It's not a great movie by any stretch, but it's definitely not bad either. It's a pretty good 80s horror film, and it does kind of have that vibe, that feeling to it of 80s horror movies were really good, I thought, and this has that 80s feel and vibe and atmosphere to it. You can see some of the special effects there, practical effects. It was pretty wet. It's a pretty gory movie. Not over the top, though. It's bloody, but it's not, a ridiculously gory movie. It's still in my player right now. That's where the disc is. But it's a fun time. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to checking out the last 20 minutes of it. And that is The Laughing Dead. Now this one I was pretty intrigued about. These are French, I believe these are French, horror movies. They're adult films with horror movie elements to it. So I believe there's two movies in here, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Les Bijoux d'Amour and Dragous, Perversions Lubrique. Now, I have not watched this either. It says here that it is exotic sex, it is pornographique, but it definitely does have horror elements to it. So I will check it out. Looking forward to doing that. I don't know how many types of movies out there are like this. It's kind of a unique genre, and I would be interested to know if there are more like that, and I will check those out. I was able to pick up Madman, the 4K restoration of the film. I have this movie many times. This is a very, very good 80s backwoods slasher, one of my favorites. And now it's on 4K with that beautiful black case. I flipped that cover. It looks beautiful there. It just looks really good. Haven't had a chance to pop it in yet, though, and check out the quality. But you get the standard Blu-ray, and then you get the 4K Ultra HD with this new slipcover here, which is beautiful. And, of course, that's Madman Mars. Very, very nice. So I'm going to pause it here, put some of this stuff away, and we'll continue with the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. All right, so continuing right along here, we have a film called Beware, Children at Play. Really nice slipcover. And I flipped it. It looks like it's a killer kid movie. I don't know anything about this. It is another movie from 1989. 94 minutes running time. It is all region. It looks like it has some pretty good practical effects there, if you guys can see some of that gore. It looks like this could be a pretty fun movie. It's a trauma movie, so you know right there that you're getting into some ridiculous fun. I don't recall ever seeing this, but it's possible I have and I just didn't remember. But it doesn't ring a bell to me. Beware Children at Play. I picked up a movie called Wolf Pack. This is one of their VSA limited edition. This was limited to 5,000. I got number 2921. It's a high school slasher film. It comes in this kind of thick slip case. It only has one opening here at the bottom. And I flipped that cover already. This is a movie from 1987. It is all region, 84 minutes running time. I do enjoy the high school slashers. This one, there's the disc. The reversible cover looks exactly like the slip box, and it also does come with a poster, which I don't need to pull that out. It's just the, I believe it's that image. It may even be a reversible poster, a two-sided poster. It looks like it is. So it probably has that side and that side. Looking forward to checking that out. Got a movie called Curfew. This is a movie I've always been curious about. I've never watched it. It was on DVD. I think it may have been an Anchor Bay release, and it's been out of print for many, many years. It was one of those expensive DVDs. I never did own it. So now I do have the cleaned up Blu-ray of it, which is pretty good. And another slasher, which you guys know that's my favorite genre of film, from 1989 again, 86 minutes, all region. It says Ray and Bob Perkins are brothers whose grisly killing spree has landed them on death row. This one looks really interesting too. It looked like it was familiar to me. It's a kind of a barbarian type adventure film from 1983. 105 minutes all region. It's called Master of the World. And just check out that slipcover, man. That is beautiful. I love the 80s barbarian kind of, you know, it's half adventure, half kind of horror. There's some horror elements in it, some of the monsters and stuff. I don't remember offhand if I've ever seen this, but again, it's possible that I have. It says, at the dawn of human civilization, hundreds of thousands of years ago, war was the way of life, with rivaling tribes and vicious nomads transforming the earth into a non-stop bloodbath. Bog, a young man who dreams of being the leader of not just his tribe, but all of human civilization, begins a bloodthirsty quest for domination wherein he'll need to fight and conquer both man and beast to truly ascend to the power he so desperately craves. It is an ultra-gory Italian cash-in on the then popular Hollywood trope of ancient times action-adventure films. And there is some beautiful artwork on the inside. And I'm very happy to own this. And I'm very much looking forward. This is going to go up my to-watch pile to like 2 or 3. There's a couple I have to finish, and then I'll probably jump into this one very, very soon. Here's a really neat release. This is a twin billing here. This is Hard Rock Zombies, and they also included Slaughterhouse Rock as a second bonus feature. So this is a really cool buy. So here's the cover for Hard Rock Zombies. Excellent twin billing too. Slaughterhouse Rock is pretty good. I have that on Code Red Blu-ray. So there's the cover for that. So you get both of these movies on one release, which is excellent. And they each have their own disc, which is also very cool. I think that's a great release. I also picked up Sister Sister starring Eric Stoltz and Jennifer Jason Leigh, and I think that cover looks amazing. I'm a sucker for like darks and purples. I think that looks really good together. I think that it just pops. It looks so good. It's very appealing to the eye. And there's the reversible cover. A gothic suspense chiller, it's called. They're calling it. Film from 1987. 90 minutes running time, all region. And it comes with a book. Pretty thick booklet. Some nice glossy photos and some write-ups. And there's Jennifer Jason Leigh. This one I don't know anything about, but it's another double feature that I thought was really cool. You get the movie called Nothing Underneath, and you also get a bonus feature called Too Beautiful to Die. And I think that's great that they're doing these twin billings. I hope they do more of these. The movies are from 1985 and 1988. 194 minutes combined, all region. So these are kind of features that you would see like at a drive-in or some of the old, New York theaters, the grindhouse theaters. You would see a double billing like this back in the day, back in the 80s. So that's really, really cool. And then the last one for Vinegar Syndrome is a classic. One of my favorites, and this is Dead Heat. Treat Williams, Joe Piscopo, I'm sorry. It's a cop buddy movie. It's a horror comedy, adventure movie, or not adventure, but action movie. Here's the slipcover. It looks really good. Really, really good. And this is the Blu-ray here on the left, and this is the 4K Ultra HD here on the right. Movie from 1988, and this is all region. I'm sure many of you guys have seen this movie before. If you haven't, definitely do check it out. And I'm going to pause it here, put some stuff away, and we'll get into the Hanna-Barbera. Alrighty, so moving right along, we're making pretty good time here considering. I don't like to move too fast, and I don't like to drag on so much, so I feel like we got a happy medium here. I picked up the Herculoids, the complete original series. I think this is one of the better Hanna-Barbera programs, and I think they're all great, but this is one of the better ones actually. And I do have this on DVD, the complete series, and now I upgraded to the Blu-ray. So if you guys kind of like your, it's a mixture kind of like barbarians, and it also does have sci-fi elements to it because they go in space sometimes. There's monsters and stuff like that. It's really cool, the Herculoids. Here is another great series. This is an upgrade to Blu-ray for me, the complete original series of Johnny Quest. I do also have this on DVD. This is another great show. It has all 26 episodes from the original Johnny Quest show. The Herculoids, let me see, what does it say for 18 episodes. And then I got a couple of DVDs. This is the classic collection of Dastardly and Muttley. So you got Dick Dastardly and his sidekick dog, Muttley. They're always up to no good. They're villains, and they're always trying to foil Penelope Pitstop and other racers. This is Dastardly and Muttley in their flying machines, the complete series. You get all 17 episodes from the original TV series from the 70s. And it says here that you get a decoder card on the inside of that, which is, I'm sure, long expired. Yeah, this is a pretty cool set. Comes in this digipack style packaging here. It's still sealed. And then here's Dick Dastardly and Muttley and the whole gang, and they used to have a cartoon called The Wacky Races. I'm sure you guys remember this. These original shows are from the 70s, but they had these in syndication all through the 80s when we were all growing up. I shouldn't say all. We're all different ages, obviously. Some of you guys probably never even heard of these cartoons, and some of you guys are maybe a little bit older and don't remember seeing these, but this is 34 episodes from the original television series, and these were fun. They would race across the country, and there would be all kinds of hijinks and stuff like that. I picked up Speed Buggy. This was one that I was missing. There's only a few I don't have yet, and I'm going to slowly keep plugging away at these. These are all cartoons that I grew up watching as a kid. This is the complete series 4-disc set of Speed Buggy. And it was kind of a sort of like a Scooby-Doo ripoff in a way. Only instead of having a talking dog, they had a talking car. And that, I mean, that guy even looks like Shaggy kind of in the green coat there. There were a lot of sort of Scooby-Doo ripoffs. Here's Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. This was another great show. It's about time I added this to the collection. This is the complete series. I remember watching this in syndication for the longest time. You get 440 minutes of Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. I picked up the Great Grape Ape from 1975. When this one first came out, they paired it up with, what cartoon was that? I believe it was Tom and Jerry, which Tom and Jerry was, I believe that was Hanna-Barbera's very first collaboration cartoon from the 1940s. Believe it or not, Tom and Jerry's from the 1940s. I think it was even pre-World War II, like right because World War II was what? 42 to 45-ish, somewhere in there. I should know this. I think Tom and Jerry came out right around that time, maybe even like a year or two before that. So it might be 1940, 41. This came out in 1975, and they paired it up with Tom and Jerry and the Great Grape Ape Hour. And that's how a lot of kids were introduced to the Great Grape Ape back in the mid-70s. And the Great Grape Ape was a 40-foot purple gorilla with the mind of a child. You get all 16 episodes here. And he palled around with Beagle. And I remember the show very well. He would call Grape Ape, he would always say, Grape Ape, Grape Ape. You know, he didn't really have very much of a vocabulary. He's a gorilla, for God's sakes. But he would call Beagle, Beagly. I'm not even going to try to do that, but yeah, this is a great show, The Great Grape Ape. And I love Sanford and Son, and I loved all the spin-offs, and this was the only one I was missing. There was the original Sanford and Son, and I think that lasted 6 seasons. And then after that, there was they brought it back, and I think it was just called Sanford. And this time, Fred Sanford was living with a white guy named Cal, kind of a heavy, well, not kind of, he was a heavy-set fella. And that was a really good show, too, Sanford, and that only lasted a couple years. Damon Wilson, who played Lamont, didn't want to come back for that show. So he was in the show only in name only. They were talking about that he left to become a marine merchant. I think he was a sailor or something, if I remember right. Then they had a Grady. Fred Sanford, one of his best friends in the original sitcom, was named Grady. Grady had his own spin-off of the show. And then they had Sanford Arms. This is the almost complete series. And LaWanda Page came back as Aunt Esther in this, but this was very short-lived. It wasn't well received. And this is only, it says only 4 episodes were aired, but 8 were filmed. And there's 6 of them here in this set. I think 2 of them are missing. So the show didn't make it. I guess it's pretty bad. I've never seen it, but I just wanted to add it to complete my Red Fox and Sanford and Son collection. So grab that. All right, going to pause it here. We're going to get into 2 Arrow Video releases. Okay, the first one, I didn't really need this, only for my Arrow Steelbook collection. I didn't own the Steelbook. I have the box set of this, Django, with Franco Nero, Sergio Corbucci movie. But I picked up the Steelbook because Arrow Video had a pretty good sale. I believe the sale is still going. It may be going through this weekend. So if you guys are interested, go check out the Arrow Video sale. I think this was only 15 bucks in the sale. They're trying to get rid of these. So like I said, I didn't need it because I already own the box set. But I thought it would go good with my other Steelbooks, so I snatched it up. And then I also picked up this Cold War Creatures box set for 40 bucks. I think it was 40. I think normally this set was like 60 bucks, and they're selling it for 40. Go check on the website, you'll see. But these are the Cold War Creatures 4 films from Sam Katzman. These are the sci-fi films from the 50s that I was telling you guys about earlier that I really love these. These are also kind of like rainy day movies if the weather's kind of crummy. Put on some chicken soup, some toast, have a tea or a coffee, whatever, and just sit back and watch these movies. Comes in a pretty decent box set. And in this set, you get 4 films. Creature with the Atom Brain, The Werewolf, Zombies of Mora Tau, and The Giant Claw. And these are all Region A. So here are the movies. Creature with the Atom Brain. Gotta love the old sci-fi movies from the 50s. Let's see if we can find a year on here. It is 69 minutes running time. 1955 for this bad boy here. And you get the werewolf. There's that old school artwork, probably from a lobby card or the original movie poster. This is from 1956. You get Zombies of Mora Tau. Zombies of the Ocean Deep. That sounds really cool. This one's from 1957. And the fourth and last one is called The Giant Claw. Flying beast out of prehistoric skies. That is really cool. That cover is awesome. This one's from 1957 as well. So that was my little Arrow pile, just the 2 titles, the Cold War Creatures box set and the Django Steelbook. Now we will get into the last segment of this video, which is the Subrosa Studios. So let's check them out. And before I get into the Subrosa Studios pile, I just wanted to mention to you guys watching that I want to thank you for watching and for being subscribed. I have recently surpassed 5,000 subscribers, which is incredible to me. I know this is cliche to say it, and everybody says this, but I really truly mean it. I never expected to get 5,000 subscribers. I thought if I had a couple hundred, I would be tickled. I didn't think anybody would want to sit around and listen to me talk about movies, but you guys really surprised me by surpassing 5K, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate you as a viewer, and it means a lot to me that you take the time to watch my videos and to subscribe, so thank you for that. So we'll get into the Subrosa Studios pile here. I have a little pile of Blu-rays I picked up, and then I have a little pile of VHS. We'll go through the Blu-rays first. These are all independent horror films. I haven't watched any of these yet, but believe me, I will. And I love independent horror. I love independent film in general, and I think it's very, very important to support independent filming. So this is called Tainted Blood. When I first bought this, I thought that was David Hess. That looks exactly like David Hess, but it's not him. Let's see here. It doesn't say when this movie was made. Oh, I guess it does. 2021. It was made. A disturbed, drug-addicted killer, Steven, is forced to produce snuff films for an underworld crime organization to repay a long-standing debt. As the mutilated bodies start to pile up around him, his savage crimes increase in their intensity. Stephen becomes paranoid that the organization and its most violent enforcer, Winters, are out to destroy him. Stevens realizes he must take a stand, and in the ultra-violent finale, he sets out to destroy his employers before they can destroy him. But will the past destroy them all? I really enjoy the low-budget horror films. I mean, some of them are pretty bad, but I always do find ways to enjoy them. There are always certain elements of these films that I find enjoyable. So, next one is called Daddy. He Comes After Bad Little Girls. It looked to me like kind of a backwoods slasher, which I love those type of movies. Movie from 2003. It says here that a series of bizarre sexual crimes shocks a small lakefront community, especially the local sheriff, Sylvia Carlson, whose close personal friends are being attacked one by one. The investigation begins to uncover disturbing revelations about long-buried secrets that could destroy both Sylvia and those around her. Dead memories are reborn into a grisly new reality, forcing the villagers to confront their monstrous past, as Sylvia must confront the powers that be, as well as her own inner demons. A zombie revenge drama set up in upstate New York, Daddy combines classic horror film imagery with a story ripped from today's headlines to create a startling original fusion of terror and drama. So that sounds pretty good. This one's called Hellbox, and it looks like it's kind of a Hellraiser ripoff, maybe. I don't know. I'm just judging by the cover, but it looks pretty good. I love practical effects in these movies, and that looks really good, actually. Hellbox is a paranoid supernatural thriller about a shadowy conspiracy against humanity that stretches across 5 centuries. It's told through interweaving storylines in which assorted people, knights from a holy brotherhood, a group of college girls, a suicidal psychiatrist, and a haunted couple with their own dark secrets, see their lives horribly changed when they come into possession of an ancient, mysterious box. Some say it holds a piece of hell. A movie from 2021. 2 hours long. Here's Slaughter Drive. I'll try to speed this up a little bit. I'm not going to read everything, but this one here says a failed filmmaker, Doug Stevenson, leaves his video camera in a local park overnight, and he records something horrific. That sounds pretty good, too. Pretty good ideas. Here's one called Night of Doom. Movie from 2021. In an unspecified future, society is on the brink. Cities are divided into sectors. Violence and brutal murders are on the agenda. And a mysterious drug is tearing through the population called Doom. Pretty cool. Cannibal Cop. This is a Donald Farmer movie. He always has really good movies. Does Donald Farmer. From 2017, some cops are hungry for justice. Detective Warbeck is a little different. Warbeck is hungry for flesh, human flesh. Here's Nightmare Vacation. If you guys stick around until the very end, I'm going to go through my poster portfolio, because if you order from Subrosa Studios online, while supplies last, they will give you posters for each of the movies that you order. Supplies are very limited, though. I think that it's probably 100 or less per movie. I'm not sure. But if you wait too long, you won't get one. But I'll show you guys the ones that I have. I don't have them all, but I do have quite a few. If you stick around, I'll show you my little portfolio of posters at the very end. This one's Nightmare Vacation. Let's see. It's a movie from 2017. It says, the next time you book a vacation at the beach, it could be your last. This is the a Polonia brother movie, John Polonia, and Matt Satterley. And the last Blu-ray is called Prison of the Psychotic Damned. These covers are really gorgeous. Movie from 2019. It says 5 ghost hunters led by Professor Raina Bloom investigate undead activity in the long-abandoned Buffalo Central train terminal in Buffalo's rough East Side neighborhood. Sounds pretty good. So I will pause it here. We'll go through the VHS, and then we'll go through my little portfolio here of the posters that I have. Okay, I just showed you the Subrosa Studios Blu-rays. Another cool thing about that company and that website is you can also order VHS tapes while supplies last, and they don't make them in very high numbers, so they're pretty rare actually. And this first one, I think I bought the last one because it's not on the website anymore. This is called Chainsaw Killer from Subrosa Video. It is an original big box. And it says VHS madman Victor McCoy is searching for the ultimate collector's prize in the form of an obscure release called The Force Beneath. Directed by insane filmmaker Werner Banks, Victor will go to any lengths to obtain the reclusive tape once he finds the sole owner. So this is an actual big box, and then the rest of them are what they call clamshells. Here's a Vampire Cop. These are beautiful. I love these old. They're new, but they're kind of old school. They have that old school vibe to them. You can see that. 2017. Yeah, you got to get these while supplies last. Sometimes these are only available in like 25 per title. Sometimes it's 50. Sometimes it's 100. I do know that once they sell out, they don't make them anymore. Here's Detroit Driller Killer. That looks awesome. This was limited to 25. I got number 23. I didn't even realize that till just now, so that's cool. So there are definitely, well, I shouldn't say definitely because I got these a couple weeks ago. There may be another 2 left, so you might want to go check. It's possible that they sold out though too. Here's Harvest of the Dead. This one was also limited to 25. I got number 21. So these are a little more limited than I was thinking. This one came with a little card called Octena, a horned monstrosity. Harvest of the Dead. And the last one is called Frames of Fear. Let's see if this one's limited. Yep, 25. I got 22. So it looks like I got lucky and grabbed these right at the right time. This one came with a card called The Day of Destruction. Very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to pause it now, and I'll pull out the portfolio, and we'll check out my posters. Okay, so let's go through. This is my art portfolio. These are 11-inch by 17-inch posters. Just going to kind of go through this and show you guys what I have. These are not all Subrosa Studios, but there are a lot in here. This is from House Shark. This was from Todd Sheets, Bone Hill Road. I helped to crowdfund that movie, and it's signed up by pretty much everybody, cast and crew from the movie. Here's another House Shark. It's a little bit different. Helped crowdfund this movie as well. Here's Volumes of Blood. This one is signed up by quite a few people from the production. This is from Scream Team Releasing. I should hit those guys up and check out some of their stuff. Here's another Scream Team Releasing. This one's called The Sleeper. It's been a while since I picked anything up from those guys. Here's a double feature from Marcus Cook from Subrosa Studios. You get White Massacre and Lunch. One of these days I will go through and do a complete SRS Studios collection overview. Here's another one, The Gore Gore Girls. Dead Silence. Goregasm. Here's Dismembering Christmas from Slasher Studios. It's a really good Christmas slasher. Here's Don't Go to the Reunion, also from Slasher Studios. Here's the Easter Bunny Bloodbath. Here's She Kills. This one's signed by, I believe that's Ron Bonk, who is the owner of Subrosa Studios, and he was also, I believe, the producer and the director for this movie. Here is a poster for Sex Squatch. And here's Grindsploitation, the movie. Here's Horsehead from Black Fawn Distributions. I helped crowdfund that movie. Here's a poster for my boy Tanner Ross in California. He sent this to me a couple of years ago. This is The Love Witch. He also did meet the cast and crew for this movie at a signing in Los Angeles at Amoeba Music, I believe. And he did send me the signed Blu-ray. I do have that somewhere in my collection. Tanner also sent this Evil Dead in Concert. I thought that was pretty cool. I think he got these from Amoeba Records. Here's Ouija, or Ouija. It doesn't matter how it's pronounced. I still have never seen that movie. This was also from Tanner. This is a kind of a lobby card, I guess, for The Hateful Eight. Here's from my boy Jeff Wedding, A Measure of the Sin, and he signed it there. And Katie Groshong signed it there. Deadly Detour. This is from Maniac Films. And so is this one from Maniac Films called IBS. And here's another one from Maniac Films, Sloppy the Psychotic. I have a couple of signed photos of Tom Savini. This was sent to me by my boy Nick Daniels out on the East Coast. Let me see if I can pull that out a little bit better so you can see the signature. He signed it right across there in silver Sharpie, so thank you again for that, Nick. And then my boy Twisted Chris in California sent this to me. It's an actual production photo, or a photo that he took on the set. Twisted Chris was a part of the production crew for one of the Tom Savini movies. I don't remember which one that is, but that's Tom Savini makeup on an actual Polaroid and signed by Tom Savini. I thought that was pretty cool. I think Tanner sent that to me, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think he also sent this to me as well, Scream. It's the original Scream. I got from Scream Team Releasing, I got Spine Chiller. This one's signed up by some folks. I guess this guy just didn't give a shit here. Devin, is that what it says? Let's see. Or maybe that's Derek. He just signed it. I mean, I shouldn't talk trash. That's not that bad of a signature. I've seen way worse. Here's another Subrosa Studios, Camp Murder. I thought this was a pretty good movie. I liked it. Sister Krampus, Psycho Santa 1 and 2. Hell on a Shelf, or Hell on the Shelf. Prison of the Psychotic Damned. Tainted Blood, Hellbox. Daddy, Night of Doom. And that's it for now, and I have a couple of blank sheets that I can continue to add, and then once I fill this up, I'll get another one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. I hope I gave you some suggestions for movies that are out there that maybe you're interested in picking up. If you have any suggestions for me, I always like to hear from you guys. Let me know what I need to pick up. Other than that, take care. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Later.